defense attorney. Rachel, very good to have you again here on BBC News. If you look at this 14-page indictment, these charges include racketeering, sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution. How unusual is this case, these charges?
These charges are incredibly serious, and what the prosecutors have made out to be somewhat of depraved acts. And the acts that they are alleging are detailed. They are scandalous. They are absolutely illegitimate. They have wrapped up Diddy's commercial enterprise and any legitimate companies that he has into what they are calling all a criminal enterprise based on the sex trafficking and kidnapping of individuals for sexual performance, among other things.
So, Rachel, if you look at what Sean Combs' lawyer is saying, he's saying that there was no coercion involved here. From what you've seen of this case, how difficult will it be for the prosecution to prove that this was a coercive behavior?
50 witnesses is a lot of witnesses, and what those witnesses will come forward saying is likely that they were threatened if they were to leave. One of the reasons that Mr. Combs was denied bail today is because of obstruction and coercion and that kind of case that the prosecutors are making out against him. And I think that's going to be the same kind of case that they're going to make out as it relates to these acts, that people felt they could not leave when they were inside of his enterprise or inside of his threats to perform.
It does beg the question, if this is indeed true, and of course Sean Combs and his attorneys say this is absolutely not true, they deny these charges, but if it were to be true, how could it have been going on for so long without being discovered?
And I think that, again, is where the prosecutors are going to make out the case of the threats and the coercion, that anyone, including personal assistants who are alleged to have been under coercive threats if they told anyone, along with anyone else that was even assisting in making hotel rooms and other things, arrangements for these to happen, is that they are going to make Sean Combs out to be somewhat of a monster in that he was in control of so many people. And that's really what the case is going to look like as it goes forward, is that he put himself up at the top of an enterprise and controlled many people underneath it.
Do we know anything at this point about co-conspirators?
We do not know who the co-conspirators are. My guess is there are indictments under seal of people that were involved in these acts and that they may be cooperating at this point.
If you look at what could be facing Sean Combs, I mean, if he were to be convicted, what would that mean for him?
Some of the charges have a mandatory minimum of 15 years and they go up to life. The RICO conspiracy, along with the sex trafficking aspect of it, is a life sentence or a potential life sentence. These are the most serious allegations they could be.
We saw the judge remand him in custody because prosecutors said that he was a flight risk. What do you make of that?
Are saying that he has so much money and so much influence that he likely can leave if he wants to. And the prosecutors are really relying on the facts to show that he is violent and that he can get what he wants. And really, they've proceeded in this case in that way, distrusting Mr. Combs in that they raided 2 homes simultaneously, which is really unusual even in gathering evidence. So there is an extreme distrust of him as this case is going forward. And today the prosecutors again alleged a distrust that he would return to stand trial, and the judge saw it their way.
Rachel, just really quickly, do we have a sense of how long this trial could take?
There are a lot of allegations here, and there will be a lot of witnesses. I think that this trial itself, as it goes forward, would take many weeks to go through the mounds of evidence in what they are trying to prove in a RICO conspiracy, which is really an illegal and illicit purpose as it relates to a large enterprise.
Right.
And those cases are difficult to show.
Rachel, thank you so much for your expertise today on BBC News. We appreciate it.